Good evening, everyone out there in Randomania land. My name is OPT Lawyer. Joining me today, Cullen. How are you doing, sir? Are you ready?
Tulane is doing great tonight, and I'm excited for a match between jkoper and Nightcrawler. They are both 1-1 and fighting for survival here in the last round of their brackets. Moving on.
Right, because it's 2-1 in the brackets, right? Or at least anyway. Oh man, this is gonna be exciting. I can't wait. Yeah, so what are you expecting today? Good, long, hard, difficult?
Well,
what do you want to see?
Well, between the two runners here, jkoper and Nightcrawler, like I've played jkoper quite a bit. He's a methodical player. He makes good decisions. He makes safe decisions. He doesn't really do anything crazy, but he plays consistent and strong. Nightcrawler, however, is willing to take a lot of risky decisions, but he's not really all there yet with his skill, but he's getting a lot better. He practices a lot. He plays a lot of games, so he's quickly catching up here. And we're going to see what this seed offers them and how quickly they can go with what they have.
Indeed. It looks like we've got some custom sprites here.
Is that like a dark nega link or something on Nightcrawler screen?
I don't know. I've not seen that one. At least, okay, well, maybe I can't tell what the
I did hear rumors of more sprites becoming available soon. So not only do we have the Knight, Princess Zelda, and Link to choose from, but we may have more, such as the Zora one Nightcrawler plays as, or the Dark Nega Link that I see here. Seems our racers are almost about to begin here, and there's the countdown timer. We're getting started on this race.
We're going to get to see what our runners are starting with here in just a few moments, because it's max rando. You know what that means. It means you have it's like 25% chance of starting with any item and starting with any spell.
So regular life count.
Oh, that's not regular life count. That's 6. Oh, you meant lives. Gotcha. So that's 6 hearts up there. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, your eyes saw those heart containers. They have 6 hearts, the boots, a handful of spells to go here. So it looks like they might be on a glove hunt and a raft hunt at the start.
Could you imagine if Great Palace is on the west here, along with like Palace 1 and 3, and then we don't even need the raft? Just go find the glove.
Oh yeah, it happens. I've seen it. Don't be too surprised. Anything can happen in one of these seeds. We're gonna see what happens in this cave that Nightcrawler's in. He's gonna try and pick up an item in here.
It's good old trophy cave. Oh yeah, we only have 2 gems to place. That's kind of a thing.
They can pick up one more spell in Saria on the west, otherwise they're going to need to find the trophy to get the one in Rudo.
Exactly. What was the item in? I missed it.
Did I say Saria? I meant to say Raru first time.
Right. What was the item in that trophy cave? I missed it.
The item in Trophy Cave. It was dark. I didn't see the item pickup. He quickly switched his menu. It was, oh, Magic Jar, Magic Jar.
Magic Jar, okay. In container, gotcha.
And jkoper finds Raru. He's gonna pick up one of his spells here. We'll see what it gives him. ideally, he'd probably want the fairy spell or the thunder spell.
Right. I mean, thunder is, you know, as we know, not necessarily required, but it's kind of like that good security blanket. Like, okay, I've got it, so I don't necessarily need it. But
And
fairy...
it's gonna give it to him.
Thunder... Oh, he got the thunder spell, so...
Both players have to complete 2 dungeons in order to gain access to the final dungeon here, but they don't really have a good reliable means of getting through any of the dungeons, so they're gonna need something like the fairy spell or the master key, otherwise they're gonna be taking a big gamble if they jump in.
Exactly. So, jkoper going through the trophy cave now.
He'll pick up his magic container in there. Meanwhile, Nightcrawler will pick up his spell.
Do you know what Nightcrawler's sprite is?
I thought it was a male at first, but now it might be a female, so I don't actually know if it's Zelda related or if it's from one of those new games.
I have no idea what that is. It looks cool. jkoper finds one of the entrances to Death Mountain and nopes out of there. He's found that is not a magic container or heart container cave. That is the Parappa Pass-through. So, Nightcrawler picks up his thunder spell. I think jkoper just found Palace 5.
No, you are correct. That was Palace 5. He's not gonna likely ever want to go back in there. Hopefully never again.
No. It's one of those that you might think about going into when you have a 4-gem seed. With 2 gems, there's practically no reason to go into 5 unless you need an item out of there for some odd reason. Which, that would be disgusting if that actually happened.
It's quite possible. They're gonna need to find the glove, and the glove is hidden somewhere, and it could be in Palace 5.
Could be, but if
it's not... Oh, jkoper has found the heart cave here, so we'll see what item he picks up in this cave.
Also, if we find the raft, that means the glove could be on the east too, so...
Both players in the same cave right now, trying to fight through. We got bouncing frogs in here. Orange Dyras, crawlers, what else?
Yeah, this is not a fun cave. Nightcrawler gets his 2nd attack level, though. So he will have a slightly easier time of going through this cave. He's going to pick up his 2nd life level. That'll help. jkoper's going to make it through the cave first. He's going to find a heart container in Heart Container Cave.
No, why not? Just max out your life on heart containers and go.
That is already one more heart container than we found on the last one heart container seed that was played in this tournament.
There might be more hearts in this seed than that seed that we saw last night to be picked up and found.
Exactly. Both our runners finding Middo, both of them checking their spell books, realizing they don't have fairy and they don't have jump, so not going to be able to get that down stab right yet. And we found Ruto right next to it, but no trophy. That is a great boulder right there, let me tell you.
It's doing its job. Good boulder.
It makes sense. It's in between all the mountains. That's where you'd expect the boulder to be. So there's the other...
They're going to peek a few of the caves here in Death Mountain and try and see if they can find the Hammer Cave, but they probably don't want to go too far. I wouldn't go much further than the first few caves.
Yeah.
Finding the rock is nice, but they don't have a hammer.
Yeah.
But Nightcrawler will venture a bit further forward.
He's probably just gonna check all the caves that he can check right here without actually going through any of them. jkoper, in the meantime, has found the Western Peabag Cave.
But sometimes that path can just keep going, and you can end up going through about 20 caves before you know it. And there is the raft for jkoper.
Raft. Got our raft. So that does open up the eastern continent, depending on why even.
Well,
I haven't
it's
seen the
taken
raft spot, but I'm
a-
assuming it's.
He doesn't have to worry about Death Mountain right now. That's the biggest sigh of relief. Like, you pick up the raft, you're like, I don't have to worry about Death Mountain for a long time. I don't have to jump in there. I don't have to jump into a dungeon. I can do what I want to do now.
So jkoper's found the magic container cave. He's gonna grab his second life level, and he's almost made it to the item. Let's see what it is. That's a trophy.
So he can cash that in right now. That is the last spell in the west for him to cash in.
Indeed.
He's going to be wanting that to give him fairy, so he'll likely cash it in before leaving the west.
Yep.
That could be Mido right next door with the
Great
Great
Palace. We got the Great Palace. It's great.
Oh, that's
There's
Saria.
Saria.
He has the Saria spell already. Let's reflect.
Yep. So the Great Palace is an easy spot to reach. We've got Palace 5. I thought we saw another one, but I missed which palace it was. Oh, there's the grass spot. Yeah, doesn't look like jkoper's gonna go there quite yet. He's found Medicine Cave, though.
I think that makes it so we found all the item caves now. I could be wrong, but...
Except for Hammer and the Spectacle Rock. But yeah, we found...
Alright.
We have found all of
We found the 5 caves on the west.
Yep. So Victor the chat is telling me that he believes Nightcrawler's sprite is Aegis from Persona. Are you kidding me? That's hilarious.
That's not Aegis from Persona.
That can't possibly be Aegis from Persona. I love Persona 3. That is not Aegis.
He is trolling us.
Yeah.
Oh, a 200 P bag. That's one of the smallest rewards you can find in one of these pickup tile item spaces.
So not even a 500 point. Interesting.
Yeah, I've seen 100 point P bag pickups on those spots. And red jars.
Oh yeah.
What a slap to the face.
Alright, so... I mean, so that's potentially where the boots were supposed to be.
He gets one more item here on the grass tile, and he's probably still looking for Mido as he continues.
There's the
And
power
there it
glove.
is.
We got a power glove. Wow, that was actually not that hard to find. Okay, so we've got...
They're gonna need to get into motion quick. They're gonna need to learn how to level up, find 2 dungeons as quickly as they can, and go through them.
Yeah. So this might be a thing where, as you said, you may just look for a place to level grind for a while.
The exact same spot right now. I think jkoper's gonna cash in this. Pray for the fairy spell. They need a means to get through the dungeons, though. And Nightcrawler, I think, is running east.
Looks
So
like
he's
no.
still
He's
going
gonna
through
check
the
these
cave.
caves.
He's gonna get his 200 point P bag.
jkoper getting his spell from Ruto. What is it? It's jump. Oh, that's great. He's gonna be able to go get downstep.
Yeah, he can get downstep with that. So he won't ever have to come back to the west until right when he's ready to complete the Great Palace. So he can run on to the east if he has to find 2 quicker dungeons. Like, he could just jump into Palace 5, but he needs the fairy spell or the master key to give him a reliable means of getting through.
Right. Yeah, he went right for Mido. He's going right for that downstab.
After he cashes this in, he's gonna just go right on to the east.
Okay, Nightcrawler Sprite is Olympia from... I don't know what that is. Cool. Well, that's not also Olympic Sprite. Whatever it's from. Alright, so... Nightcrawler's going east. He is going east.
So here's a move that could put Nightcrawler ahead. So if Nightcrawler had to run all the way back to Mido here, jkoper would get ahead of him. But Nightcrawler's going to pass on the down stab for a while and move on to the east. He doesn't even know if he's going to get jump from Rudo.
Well, he does have the power glove, so.
But he knows he's getting bopped right now. That's what he does know, and it doesn't feel good for him. Or maybe he is gonna go get the down stab.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that was just a quick
check.
check.
Just testing the waters there.
Yeah. You know, whatever. It's fine. It works. Okay. Cooper's gonna check out this cave. I'm not sure why, but okay. I got there. Probably just want to see what it was. Curious. Alrighty, so jkoper is now in the east here. We didn't see what this town was, I don't think. And it's New Kasuto.
Nightcrawler is gonna regret resetting right before he stepped onto that town.
Yeah, I'm interested as to why that happened, but
well,
so
he wanted his level first or whatever, but
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
We're gonna see what jkoper gets here. He can cast spell. He has enough MP for it, so we can get the item here. And
speaking of magic containers, we need 6 for the item in here.
He won't come back. Like, items are low of importance right now. He just needs the fairy spell. Like, the only item he might want is like the child if he needs that spell slot.
There's fire. So
does he need the child for fairy?
He needs the child for fairy. Unless that fire is the fire fairy spell. Or unless we already know what it is, which I haven't seen, but it's entirely possible.
Yeah, so the only item he wants are the key or the child then.
Oh, well, there's the child.
There's the child.
Well, got the child!
Mystery solved.
There we go. Apparently the seed's just like, you know what, here, have all your stuff.
Yeah, and when he cashes in the child, he can get his upstab, and he will have everything. Not a single thing will stop jkoper at that point, and he will go fast.
Wondering why the child was just hanging out in the shrine there. Seems like a silly place for a kid to just be hanging out. Storm in the chat. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's kind of hilarious. So, this is 3 or 6 Nightcrawlers going into. I think it's...
We don't know yet. He has to strike one of those statues on the left. If a knight falls down, it's 3. If a knight does not come out of the statue, it is 6. He might not know that technique, though. So, because that room is present in both of them.
Gotcha.
So strike the statue next time you go in that room, people.
You mean the
horse head that's hanging left in the elevator?
Gotcha.
No enemy to the left? Maybe. But sometimes they could walk left off the screen a little bit and you don't see them.
And Nightcrawler's going ahead and just jumping across the ocean again. Or the water, I mean... It is just a raft, so you'd assume it would be something much more than an ocean, or much less than an ocean, because that'd be hard. So looks like jkoper decided to
is coming back here. He has the kid. What does he want here?
Maybe just exactly what he found, probably.
You know what? Okay, he's happy with that.
I'm sure he is. Yeah, that's.
Where are the 500-point P-bags?
I don't know.
In this seed?
Apparently the game was just like, you know what? We're just gonna put items where items are today.
Yeah. Alright. So he should stop now for nothing. Both players right now, they need to find 2 dungeons as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Is Nightcrawler not going to cash in for his spell item?
He doesn't have enough. jkoper found another.
No, he has Magic 3. It's 76 MP at.
I'm sorry. You meant the spell shrine. Gotcha. I was talking about the magic container item.
Does Nightcrawler not have enough MP for spell?
He should. Didn't see what it cost. jkoper, on the other hand, has found Darunia.
Yeah. Cover all the bases. Plays consistent, smart, safe, and at a brisk pace.
I'm trying to do the fancy jump.
So if I miss the jump the first time, I just run on to the next house and try it again, and if I fail, then I just jump up all 3.
Nightcrawler's going to go ahead and look on the water tile here. Okay, that's where jkoper got the other magic container from.
So at some point, he's going to realize, and he has hit that point. Okay, that's the other house I tried on right there.
So jkoper's got his upstab, and he's going to pick up his fairy spell here in just a few moments. Because we know this is fairy, because it's the only spell left. Deduction! Now, Nightcrawler doesn't have the child, because he never grabbed it out of Nukasudo for...
Okay, but Nightcrawler did pick up the 6th magic container, so now he knows he can go back to Nukasudo and get the other item at the start, which is the key. So maybe he doesn't need it.
I
Maybe
think that's
what
exactly...
he's thinking right now.
I think that's where he's going. Yeah, I think he's just going to go right back there, because he's like, well, I got my 6th magic container, I'm just going to go back now.
Yeah, he needs to find some way to catch up to jkoper here. jkoper is a little bit further ahead. He's going to find some dungeons first that he can go into. However, Palace 3 was on the west, so all he has to do is jump into one palace here on the east, reset back to the west one, then go to the Great Palace. So it could be on Maze Island, sitting out.
And really, he's not too far behind, so to speak. I mean... Quite honestly speaking, this is a race.
This is going to
be a fast finish.
In go mode right now.
Yeah.
Like when you're in go mode, you want to complete a dungeon every like 3 to 5 minutes. Like it sounds like a tight time window, but it's really not when you're going fast.
Yeah, and especially with only 2 gems, you don't have to do the big complicated ones. You can just take care of like the nice short little palaces that you've come across here.
People can usually start finishing these 2 gem seeds around the 30-minute mark, between the 30 and the 40-minute mark, so that's when racers will start to get worried if they haven't completed the race, or in at least Great Palace.
Right.
So he's 10 minutes ahead of that right now, so he's going to feel good moving on. I think he's feeling good so far.
Oh, it has to be.
Was that a despawn on that desert tile for whatever item that was?
No, it was the hammer.
No, there was another one. There was this flat ground.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the actual desert tile. I didn't. You missed that. Oh, we found Palace 1. So that's a quick one.
He's not even going left to look for the item. He knows he should go fast. He just has to keep going right.
I mean, at this point, there's literally nothing that I could see them even looking for. You don't need another magic container. You definitely don't need another heart container.
Like, their levels are low. They're going to get 2 more levels guaranteed at the very least from placing the gems and whatever else they farm. But with all the heart containers, magic, and spells that they have, they should be fine.
jkoper unfortunately missing the 50 experience from that P bag. You do have to wait for those numbers to disappear off the screen for it to technically count. But oh, nice 200 P bag drop though. And I think jkoper's already found Horsehead.
See, jkoper could have had 2 levels here, but now he's only going to get 1 level unless this guy gives him 150, which he's not going to.
Hey, good. Is that possible? I don't even know if that's possible. No, he gave him 20.
And so now jkoper will walk back because he wants his 2 levels.
Yeah, he's going back. Gonna get... Surprised he's not going for the... I guess he doesn't need the ferry.
Meanwhile, Nightcrawler is jumping. He's just heading out of Darunia shortly here. He picked up his fairy spell.
Looks like
Been
jkoper's
following
actually gonna...
like jkoper's shadow the whole time, so we'll see if he goes into Palace 1 next. Like, sometimes both players, like, they take almost the exact same route, and whoever spends more time searching for things during their route can set them behind. Like you said, like, what could it hurt if he goes into Death Mountain, looks into all those extra caves? Well, ever since he did that, he's been a little bit behind and hasn't been able to catch up here.
And he actually did jump in here for the item, and look at that, it's actually a 500-point P-bag. I actually wonder if that's what he was looking for.
Honestly, he's gonna be happy with that, yeah.
Yeah, that may in fact be why he searched down this item, because, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, outside of, like, the cross, I can't think of anything else we're really... Oh, the flute. So outside of those 2 items, I can't think of much we're missing, and we know we've got extra 500-point P-bags with how many heart containers we started with. And as you said, we found none of those, and we've only found 1 200-point one, so... Yeah, I think I like the search for the item there, just in the off chance it was a 500-point. And he's going to get 2,000 some experience from placing this gem, so we're pretty close to it, whatever.
So we're going to see where jkoper decides to go next. He can warp back to the west and do that Palace 3 that we scouted, or he can continue on and look for another palace like Palace 4, 2.
Yeah, which one?
And if it's sitting right there, that could be Palace 4. Just hop in that.
Yeah, that is very close. Let's even give it a check. Let's see what it is. Now, if it's 6, do you even go into 6, or do you back off, or what do you do? If that was Palace
knowing
6.
their tournament history so far, 6 is always guaranteed to be a short palace.
Well, it's actually Palace 2, I'm pretty sure, so...
Yeah, where he's gonna... Yeah, Palace 2, you can usually get to the boss or the item pretty quickly, but both takes forever.
I believe Nightcrawler has found, well, it's... I believe this is 6, because I think we found 3 earlier. jkoper in one of the few places you absolutely need the glove for in Palace 2.
So yes, this is Palace 6 that Nightcrawler is in.
Yeah, that is definitely 6.
Come on, Nightcrawler, Palace 6! Let's see who finishes first, Palace 2 or 6, given that jkoper hopped in like, what, 30 seconds sooner?
Something like that.
Place your bets, chat.
Well, oh no, it's the fake room! jkoper finding the fake Palace 2 boss room. Fake because it has that long, narrow hallway, and then suddenly it's not the boss. Nightcrawler coming to a dead end. That downstab animation from Nightcrawler sprite's awesome, I must say.
it's hard for me to understand where the hitbox on that Dark Knight is. It's just hard to kind of visualize it right now.
Yeah, the color palette, I think, is throwing me off. Nightcrawler has reached a drop room. So this is where the Palette 6 exploration can get a little insane, except we did not find the boss number.
These night rooms here, these blue knights that Nightcrawler is fighting, they're a quick way to get something like 500, 700 experience. Like, you can level up pretty quickly if you just kill a few of these guys. And they're not hard if you have the down stab and you correctly trap them in the corner. Correctly being the key word.
Right, I didn't see it, but I don't think that life spell... No, that life spell is a 1 heart container life spell. That is not what you're hoping to see. Meanwhile, jkoper fighting Helmet Head, and Helmet Head has no health, and he's dead already.
I think Helmet Head was sick today.
Apparently.
He didn't get the memo.
Just kind of felt like, you know what, he just showed up today. That's all that happened. He only just showed up for work today. He wasn't ready to actually come in. Well, jkoper has placed his 2nd gem. That means... Oh, and Nightcrawler has, in fact, found Barba. So I'd call that a relatively decent...
Well, yeah, we said, 30-second head start on jkoper, so both palaces were about the same time. And Nightcrawler taking the risky down stab jackhammer technique on the Barba. Don't fall into the lava!
He hit Barba and actually jumped, like, was pushed away from falling into the lava from that. That's hilarious.
He's gotta be careful, though. If he takes another bop, he's probably gonna die.
Oh, I don't think probably is the word there. I think he's definitely dead if he gets hit again.
He can take the rest of the fight fairly safe.
jkoper, though, he's made his way into the Great Palace at 29 minutes and 12 seconds-ish. And we immediately come to a waffle room, and it's got chickens in it, because why wouldn't it? It's only an orange one, so that's not the worst thing in the world. There we go. Nightcrawler finally takes down the giant lava snake. Gets 1,000 experience for his troubles.
Yeah. He still has a whole nother dungeon to catch up, though. I don't think he placed 1 yet, so he may have to go into 1 now, yeah.
I don't know if he's found one.
And I don't know what could stop jkoper. He is gonna march on forward here. We'll see what the game can do.
I didn't see what thunder caused, and at this point I feel like a thunderbird is the only thing that's going to cause him any issues, if that's going to cause him any issues, which I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying if there's anything that could, that would be it.
Nightcrawler gonna save and quit. About to use the life spell for the first time, only to find out he healed a single bar. He's like, wait, what?
Oh, we found the Eon drop room. Oh, there's birds on it. Why is there always birds in the Eon drop room? It's like it's a cruel joke game. It looks like Nightcrawler is actually going to go ahead and do Palace 3.
So jkoper opting not to go into the fun room. It's gonna be like, I'm going to take the drop instead.
On the L7
leads him.
Oh gosh. Well, once again, it's just an orange chicken, so that's not terrible.
It's
a nice upstab.
Because there is a red jar in this room. I probably would try to see if I can grab it on the way out. I usually make an escape route when I strike that block there.
And we just saw exactly why, because that red jar block can sometimes spawn an actual chicken. Oof. Yeah, I think jkoper knows exactly how much life that life spell is not healing now. Oh, there's a red bird. But, depending how he wants to do this, he's just gonna go over and say, okay, well, that was easy. done jkoper getting through that room. And he's made it to another drop room, which I'm sure has a name that I don't know it. Just because all these rooms have names.
No name.
I'd be surprised, legitimately surprised, if that room didn't have a name of some kind.
But taking drops is good. It allows you to quickly explore, map the dungeon, and find out if it's segmented or not.
Absolutely. Looks like we've got a whole lot of branches here, too. We got another one right there. And, oh, it's the Eon... Wait. We've been here before!
But this time, he knows to go right. So he took the fun drop last time. Let's see what happens if he continues on this way.
No, Nightcrawler found the item in room, the item room in 3, and it is the cross.
Is trying to deny him with everything he's got.
Oh man, well he's really low in health.
Yeah, well, jkoper will get onto the next screen. That's as much as he could hope for.
That was a terrible fun room. That room was not very fun. Oh well. After all that, the little spiky blob thing kills him.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those moves when they're creeping on the edge there. They will jump off at you, and they do hurt somewhat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those things launch themselves at you. It's crazy.
Can he make the jump to freedom? He's gonna take a run back.
Nice.
And he's out.
Oh, that poor bird knight is trying so hard to get up there. Oh, we found a dead end. Nightcrawler still making his way through Palace 3. I get the feeling that our life level effectiveness is not exactly high in this seed.
It looks about life 5 to me. Like, certain things, like when they hit you, they hurt a lot, and other things don't hurt you as much.
Gotcha.
But
no, we found the bottom half, the L7 room. This is going to take him to a drop, and Nightcrawler has found the boss of level 3, Robinek?
So this is a good room for jkoper to find. Usually it's rooms like these that lead to, I was going to say Dark Link.
Dark Link, right.
Yeah, he's not there.
Yeah, and it's in fact another branching path coming up, so...
Nightcrawler will take his second attempt here at taking down Rebanak. He's just got to set up the...
Oh, there it is! jkoper.
Can kill their boss first here. But yes, jkoper has found Darklink. Pretty straightforward, no Thunderbird Palace.
Alright. Well, or I guess the dark nut. Either way, whatever. Oh, he's leaving the corner a little bit there. No, he's staying there. There we go. Nicely done. jkoper coming in first place with an official SRL time, 35 minutes and 31 seconds. My goodness, that was a fast one.
GG to him. Pretty solid, consistent race, moving forward all the way.
Let's see if we can get jkoper.
Yeah. Nightcrawler's not going to be too far behind him. Like, it took jkoper about, like, 5 minutes at the most to get through that Great Palace, so Nightcrawler will likely be behind. Maybe he can sub-40 this if he's quick from here.
Yeah, it's hard to be... Man, like, 35... I feel like 35 minutes is just really fast for even these max rando seeds in this tournament, but...
Yeah. You gotta be prepared to go pretty fast here.
Indeed. Now, while we're waiting on jkoper to jump inside the channel... Nightcrawler is making his way through. Where's he? Oh, he's just going. You're right. He's going to Great Palace now. He's got his two gems in. He's going into Great Palace. jkoper says he is going to join us. He just is waiting for the dryer to calm down, so that's good. Do appreciate that. Dryers can be
he's just waiting
little
for his
things.
suit to come out of the washer, you know. Look all good for the interview.
Yes. Don't put a suit in the washer, kids. Don't do that. It's dry clean. It's a thing. I don't like this room Nightcrawler's in. This room is scary.
Yeah, but he has the jump spell. Imagine if you didn't have the jump spell. It would be a lot more terrifying to deal with those chickens. There are ways, but we don't speak of those ways.
So, really, I think the only big decision jkoper made in Great Palace was, we're
gonna see right here the same thing Nightcrawler's doing. Nightcrawler is just gonna go right to the right, so he's gonna find Dark Link a bit quicker than jkoper here. Assuming he can stay alive, he's gonna be on his last life. If he dies, he may take a different path.
That's very true. Let's see, he's got one life left, but he's got plenty of health, and
his health can go away in an instant in this very room.
Yeah.
Like, this room can drain all of his health.
Oh, he took a body check from the blue bird knight in fairy form, nonetheless.
Yeah, so he's bruised, he's battered, and he's hurting right now. And now he's got to get by this red chicken. We'll see if he takes it slow, or if he tries to go in for the run-by. He's going for the run-by.
Oh, he's got shield active, though.
Oh, he ruined the steps. He has to go quick. He's in trouble.
Okay, he's actually been able to knock the bird away, like, rather easily. Good timing on those sword strikes.
Still got 2 more rooms to go through.
Yeah.
He's not there yet.
Not to mention that Dark Link doesn't always play nice and still hits you every so often.
This isn't the room with the jar. The last one was.
And, oh, that's the dead end. No magic jars to be found in there, I assume.
There might be a fairy in one of those rooms. It's really risky to go for it. There are enemies that can hit you and kill you in those rooms. And, oh, that's the worst way to die. Bullet from below. You have virtually no time to react to those. It's almost instinctual.
Yeah, I've... Those rooms with both the horizontal and vertical bullets are just terrible.
And don't forget the diagonal ones. When you're on a bad day, the diagonal ones hit, every single one of those diagonal ones will hit you on a bad day. But on every other day, you will never ever get hit by those. It's only on the days you really don't want to get hit by the diagonal bullets that they will hit you.
Oh, but I never want to get hit by diagonal bullets.
We'll see if he goes back the same route, but he might take the Eon drop this time.
I don't know. I feel like normally when I can't complete a direction, I go right back to it, because it's the thing freshest in my mind. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll find out here in just a second. And yep, he's gonna take it. That will cause him to loop around. It's not too long of a of a loop, if I remember correctly.
He missed all 3 up stabs. That is a bad day for you. Ow.
Yeah. Yeah, missing 3 up stabs is gonna make you have a bad time. We are joined by jkoper in the commentator's booth. Congratulations on your victory, sir. Well played.
GG jkoper, how are you? Are you here?
Sorry, I forgot I have to do the push to talk thing.
Hi.
Darn,
But
push to
thank you.
talk.
So,
Yeah.
this scene was just kind of like, you're not gonna start with any items, but you're gonna find all of them, like, immediately. How was that?
Yeah, it was pretty friendly, I'd say. You know, the only thing that really could have made it nicer would have been a more direct route to Dark Link, perhaps, but it's not like it was that difficult.
Wasn't on the way to Dark Link, wasn't the main route to him, you stopped to drop through the Eon room there instead of going through the fun room on the right, but the fun room on the right, I believe, took you directly to Dark Link.
Well, it wasn't directly, but
Oh,
yeah.
right, yeah.
Mostly. Okay.
Yeah, and Nightcrawler is just finding out the bad news about the Eon drop, and actually, he's gonna go back and take some of the branches up there, so... Oh, wait, no, never mind. He's changing his mind. So, gosh, I mean, you completed the seed in under 40 minutes. I don't feel like... I don't know if I have much to ask you about, because, you know, I bet you were really happy finding the Power Glove when you did, because it was like, hey, good timing.
Yeah. I mean, everything was going really smoothly the whole time. The only thing that I was worried about was maybe if things were going just as smoothly or better for him.
Right.
Nightcrawler was actually following right behind you, like, nearly the entire way, but right after you passed through Darunia, picked up your fairy spell, you went on to Palace 1. Somehow he didn't see Palace 1 there, and he found Palace 6 just next to it. He went into Palace 6 instead. Now, even though it was a quick Palace 6, that put him a little bit behind going into the Great Palace, but you both took the same route around the west, like you both circled it, grabbing all the same items from each other. You were maybe about a minute apart for most of the race.
Yeah. Yeah, and that 1 minute actually started when both of you were exploring Death Mountain. You kind of went into, like, I want to say maybe 3 or 4 caves and then left. Nightcrawler actually checked every cave that you had access to from that starting point, which took him a few extra minutes to do so, but...
Yeah, I would have considered doing that, perhaps, and then an up and A, but I had experience that I was trying to hold on to.
Right.
There was no experience from enemies in the west.
Right.
I think after 5 minutes, I had picked up a 100-point P-bag from the desert tile or whatever it was a swamp tile at the very beginning, and after 5 minutes I still had 100 points of experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, a question about that. Were you actually looking for the item in level 1, expecting it to be a 500p bag, or did it just happen that you stumbled upon it and was like, oh, hey, 500 points, yay?
I knew there was a good chance of it.
Right.
That was the only 500-point P-bag I think we found in the race.
It is.
I don't know if, we didn't find any others. You'd think with all the hearts that you started with, there'd be 500 P-bags sitting around.
You mean besides, I found at least one in an encounter. You know, one of the random...
I meant as item
right.
specific.
Right.
Yeah.
Crawler does
Yeah, but...
find Dark Link here.
But we did... You're right, we did start with, a bunch of hearts, and we started with several spells that are 2 spells, I think, that require spell item, or just one spell that requires a spell item, and the spell items are now replaced by 500-point PBigs when they're not necessary as well. So, yeah, there were definitely guaranteed to be at least 3 of them out there, in addition to the ones that would normally be there.
The order that you found items in the game was also really generous. Like, it gives you the trophy, like, almost right outside of Rudo, which gives you the jump spell to get the down stab right next in Mido, and then you get the child in New Kasudo, and right next to it is Darunia.
Yeah, well, I mean, the spells in the East were definitely not required.
But having Fairy must have had some ease to your mind. But you had the magic key, you picked that up in New Kasudo as soon as you got the 6 magic jar.
Right. Yeah, that was nice to see,
but
for sure.
Having Fairy must
Didn't
have
have to worry about managing fairy magic.
So I want to welcome Nightcrawler, who did finish with an official SRL time of 46 minutes and 48 seconds. Welcome to the commentator's booth, and well played, Seed, sir.
Thank you very much.
So we've just been talking about how this Seed apparently decided it was going to overload you with items and not give you any of the 500-point P-bags you normally find in a Max Rando Seed.
Yeah, I noticed not too many P-bags, so I kind of took experience where I could get it. Although we didn't have to fight Thunderbird, but there were a few tough, like somewhat tough rooms in GP, so I'm glad I had the levels I did.
Yeah, I was at 545, so we were kind of comparable on our levels.
Yeah, I think I put up an okay time. I mean, for what I did, but you know, there definitely was some inefficiencies that I had.
Mm-hmm.
There was an interesting choice here. Nightcrawler chose to go into Palace 6. I don't know if he saw it, but Palace 1 was right next to Palace 6, and jkoper went in Palace 1 a bit before that, but you went to Palace 6, and you found Barba relatively quickly, but you were only at attack 3, and you fought him very well. Tell us about going into Palace 6.
Well, I went to Maze Island because I knew that the palaces that I'd found so far were not Palace 1, and I wanted to find a nice short palace. So when I got to the Maze Island Palace, I was like, well, this isn't Palace 1, but I'm here and I don't know where the next palace is, so I might as well go do it. And I don't have the flute, so I could look all around East Continent for the... Oh wait, no, flute's in the other version, but still. I didn't want to go find the other palace, so I just did it. And I'd been practicing Barba before this race, so it was pretty comfortable.
Barba fight, it showed. We saw the jackhammers going off. You did like 3 or 4 of them on him, and nearly dying each and every single time yourself.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah, that's something I can't do. So I'm glad that we weren't judged based on finding and beating Barba.
And jkoper is fighting the Palace 2 boss at the same time that you're fighting the Palace 6 boss. And Palace 2 boss, yeah, what's his name there?
Helmet
Head. He was sick today. I don't know if he even took a second hit. jkoper just walked in and he fell over.
Huh? No, he took at least 6 hits. At least.
Right.
Take your vitamins.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice and smooth Palace 2 boss fight, let me tell you.
Yeah, I was attack 5 though, which is what you.
That's also true.
In vanilla, in like an all keys run, you'd be attack 5 on Helmet Head. But
one nice thing about taking on Barba early is I got to get some levels because I had a Rebanak and then a Barba back to back, so got plenty of experience from that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that good old Lava Snake gave you, I believe, 1,000 experience points, so that was nice to see.
I think so.
We were just talking about how low experience the enemies on the west was giving everybody the entire time.
But it was a fun race. It was close for the most part. Knight, we were just mentioning how you were following jkoper about the entire time. For the most of the race, you were only about a minute behind him, just up until around your choices of palaces and exploring after Darunia.
Right. Yeah, and when I went into Nukasuto, I forgot that I had spell. But it's a good thing I got the magic container right after that, because I doubled back and got both items. And then I went back to Darunia because I had the kid. So I was like, well, might as well get Fairy, just in case.
Yeah, we were curious as to why you went back, or why you left without getting the spell shrine. That makes much more sense now.
Yeah.
Well, in that spell shrine was the child for Fairy in Darunia.
Yeah, Fairy could have been required, so I wanted to get that if it was a thing.
Yeah, there wasn't much that really was required in this seed.
Right.
You had a lot of options. The game gave you a bunch of things early, so you had the choice of doing whatever you wanted almost.
Right.
Yeah.
I was very lucky that I just you know, I explored a little more south in the east, and then I found Palace 1 and then Palace 2 right away, back to back. So
yeah, that's nice.
yeah.
Alright, is there any last words that we should say to our fans here? Because we have another race that's coming up in about a half an hour between, let's see here.
It is between Raikou Rider and Shiner CCC. That is actually in 29 minutes, because its official start time is 11:59 p.m. And then starting 16 minutes after that, right here. So that race is on Randomania 2. Right here on Randomania 1 at 12:15 a.m. is Dig Shake versus Unos.
That's gonna be high skill for sure.
Yeah, that'll be really fun to watch. Always is fun to watch those guys race.
Indeed, I'm gonna have to catch the VOD because that's a little too late for me, unfortunately. But I'm expecting to see a good race when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, I tried to schedule this race with the timing that it might get done in time for like the next race, but you never know how long these seeds are gonna take, right? So
Right.
I guess we're gonna have some downtime now. I don't know what exactly is gonna go on this channel. Probably go off for a little bit, but too bad there's nothing to fill it with.
I'm just glad I didn't make us go over. I mean, I wouldn't have in a match in a seed like this.
Oh yeah,
it could have been a long seed.
Knight, tell us about that avatar you were using. We were trying to guess who you were playing as the entire game there.
Oh yeah, nobody's gonna know. It's okay. This one I kind of made a little bit more for me. It's from one of my favorite games, Etrian C3. It's a game with no real main character, so I just picked a character with cool character design that I liked. It's Olympia. She's one of the non-playable characters in the game. And she's an android, so I guess she's not really a she. So.
Yep, so someone definitely knew Lufia. I don't know if...
Oh yeah, she's my friend.
Right, okay.
Yeah. She helped me get the colors, because that's something that's a little bit harder for me to do. That's more hacking and less art.
And jkoper, what do you think about playing as the new avatars? Because now you have the Knight to choose from, you have Zelda. How do you find the hitboxes are? Are you adapting well to it?
I don't know. It looks kind of cool, but then I don't know. It's weird. He has like this smooth look to him, but at the same time, it's just not super comfortable. You'll notice I failed the super jump up to the up stab.
The roof and we're gonna see how long we're gonna do that.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I failed it that many times. I don't know if I can blame the sprite or if I was just like off with my timing. But yeah, it was really messing with my head, so eventually I just gave up, I guess.
Yeah, there's definitely certain things you have to take in mind when you're making these sprites. You got to make sure that the attacks are at the same height as Link's, and the shield is the same size and the same height, just so it doesn't throw people's perception off, stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to the bracket, but I guess this is probably
This
it for
puts
you.
you at 2-1 now, so you move on to the next round, jkoper, I believe so. And this sends Nightcrawler down into the losers.
Oh, well, that's single elimination, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I did well enough in this tournament, so I'm happy with it.
I was a little nervous for this this race because you're pretty new, but you've been improving really quickly, and I don't feel like you're very far behind me. So if we had done this race, you know, in another few weeks or a month or two, maybe you would have been a clear favorite, as far as I know. But yeah, it's been good to have you as an active racer and helping out with making sprites and stuff too. So.
Oh yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Hey, you did, you know, really well to get that time. That's really awesome too.
Yeah, the seed was very generous. I don't feel like I made many mistakes, but man, this was a very nice seed for someone who wants to get a good time in this type of thing. Other than the fact that we had to.
You boys are welcome for a Hugh Road seed here.
Whatever. All right, well, everyone out there, give these two runners a follow. Guys, thank you so much for participating in this tournament, letting us restream you, and all of that, and putting out a very nice and good performance for, you know, the last round of the Swiss, one of the last few races in the Swiss rounds that we're going to have. So, you know, again, thank you all so very much for participating.
Thank you.
I want to give a quick shout out to our tracker for this evening, the Alan Heffley himself, tracking for us. Our awesome restreamer, Maximum Barnage, keeping us on the air and making sure that we all sound good and everything like that. Kulain, any last words before we send it off today?
No, I'm just going to go watch the next two streams that we have going tonight. They're both going along at the same time, one on the Randomania and one Randomania 2. Both games are going to be exciting. I think most people are going to watch the Dig Shake versus Yuno's match, but I might stick around and watch both games. We'll see what happens.
Indeed.
But until then, take care.
Indeed. Awesome. I want to give everybody a quick plug. Tomorrow, 9 p.m. right here on Randomania is the Dragon Warrior Randomizer weekly race. Should be a good time. Other than that, we don't have anything else on the schedule tomorrow yet. Keep an eye just in case. For Kulain and everybody else here, my name is OPT Lawyer. Have a good night, everybody. Laters.
Yeah, take care.